My mom's Filipino. And she's like, oh, I want to go watch Alex Eala play. Like, oh my gosh, I want to watch. She's crazy about Alex. She's like, I'm going to come watch her when she plays on Thursday. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to be playing on Thursday. She's like, oh, yes, you too. Yes. I'm going to come watch you too. And I was like, what?
The majority of athletes attract spectators. One in the family was earned by Alex Eala. Not just any family either. The relatives of a 4-time Grand Slam winner who was born close to Indian Wells. The recent story from the Players Box podcast is the kind of stuff that truly makes you smile. This one was unanticipated. Please leave a remark below. Do you believe that instances like this, when the tennis community truly comes together in support of Alexa, reveal more about her influence on the game? Share your thoughts with us.
Mom, what are you doing?
Didn't you say that she wanted to make her a Filipino dish?
Yeah.
And then,
my mom went to US Open last year. Alex was obviously huge then. And she was like, oh my gosh, I want to see Alex. Maybe I'll get a picture with her. But I also want a picture with Jenny. I want a picture with everyone. And I was like, okay, Mom, let's take it one at a time. But then obviously when she knew Alex was playing at Indian Wells, she's like, I'm going to make her pancit, which is a famous noodle dish in the Philippines. And then lumpia, which is like these egg rolls. And I told Alex about it. And she's like, oh my gosh, I would love that. And if I tell my mom that, my mom will probably make like 3 big bowls of noodles. So I don't know if I should give it to Alex, but
we can have the leftover.
Let's take a moment to appreciate this, because in a sport where politics are real, the hierarchy is meticulously upheld, and younger players are typically expected to quietly earn their spot before anyone truly embraces them. Alex Eala has somehow managed to win over not just Filipino fans, not just casual tennis viewers who happen upon her Indian Wells run, but the actual mother of a WTA Grand Slam champion. And by all accounts, that mother is completely enamored. Krawczyk has won the Grand Slam in mixed doubles 4 times. On the WTA Tour, she is a well-known figure. Along with Jennifer Brady, Madison Keys, and Jessica Pegula, she co-hosts the Players Box podcast, which is essentially an American tennis powerhouse. These are not names from the periphery. These athletes have major credibility in the sport, high rankings, and Grand Slam victories. Furthermore, Krawczyk wasn't boasting when she spoke about her mother's fandom on the program. It seemed that even she was unable to keep up with the circumstances, which is why she was giggling. This is what took place. Krawczyk revealed to her fellow hosts that her Filipino mother is now totally committed to Alex Eala. Nor merely curious, nor even slightly encouraging. Devoted, the type of fan that plans around game times and keeps track of schedules. When the Indian Wells tournament schedule revealed that Alex Eala would play Coco Golf on Thursday, the same Thursday Desirae Krawczyk was due to play, her mother's reaction was something like, I'm going to go watch Alex play Thursday. She said, almost as an afterthought. Oh, and you, too? Yes, you too. Krawczyk's response was predictable. What are you doing, Mom? What else do you do when your own mother is more thrilled to see someone else play than to watch you? That's why she laughed about it on a podcast with 3 of her closest tennis buddies. Apparently, the solution is to share the anecdote in public and let the internet enjoy it, which it did. However, this is more than just a humorous story. There is a lot to consider on the significance of Alex Eala's rise, the people it resonates with, and the reasons behind this particular moment. The mother of Krawczyk is Filipino. She and Alex Eala have a direct channel of communication. The common ancestry, the cultural link, the pride that comes from watching someone who represents your roots compete at the highest level of a sport that has not historically had many Filipino faces in it. Eala is doing more than just playing a match when she walks onto a WTA court. For many spectators, including Krawczyk's mother, she is a symbol of something more than just tennis. The lovely irony of this specific tale is that Krawczyk is partially Filipino. That cultural identity is nothing new to her. However, her mother's response to Eala is so fervent and unadulterated that it seems that the thrill of seeing Alex Eala perform live surpasses even Krawczyk's personal ties to the Philippines. Most athletes spend their entire careers attempting to reach that level of fandom, but they never quite succeed. The narrative then took a turn for the better when Krawczyk's home tournament was held at Indian Wells. Rancho Mirage, which is adjacent to Indian Wells, is where she was born. In a sense, this was her backyard. Her parents, who had driven or flown in to be there, her family in the grandstand, and her home audience were mostly there to watch someone else. The element that truly sparked conversation was the pancit and lubia detail. For those who don't know, pancit is a Filipino noodle dish that is truly a mainstay of Filipino cuisine. The type of food prepared for festivities, family get-togethers, and significant events. Filipino egg rolls, or lubia, are the kind of dish you bring out to express your concern for someone. These are not quick nibbles. These are dishes that require planning and patience. According to reports, Krawczyk's mother expressed her desire to prepare lumpia and pancit for Alex Eala, not for a party or other gathering. And Aya responded right away and with genuine excitement when Krawczyk brought this up. That would be wonderful, she remarked. Krawczyk then noted that her mother would likely make 3 enormous bowls, not just one, if she informed her that Alex had reacted in that manner because that is the energy present. That is the degree of dedication this woman has to ensuring Alex Eala is well-fed and valued. To be honest, it seems that Brady, Keys, and Pegala, the podcast's co-hosts, had no issues with all of this and were ready to take advantage of the leftovers. You answer, yes, if someone's mother is preparing Filipino food on that magnitude, and you work out the details later. Putting the humorous aspect aside, let's discuss what this instance truly illustrates about Alexa's current position in the sport. She was the seed going into the Indian Wells Open. Although her historic achievement of being the first Filipino player to compete in the tournament's main draw was recognized, it did not receive the kind of extensive attention that it most likely deserved. After defeating opponents along the road, she advanced to the round of 1 and forced Coco Gauff, the 4th-ranked golfer in the world, to retire. Attention was drawn to that run. In the live standings, it caused her position to drop to around the world number. She received a seeded entrance into the Miami Open as a result, marking her first-ever first round bye at a WTA event. These are not minor advancements. These are the kinds of elements that alter a player's perception and treatment in the tour ecology. However, the Krawczyk tale reveals an alternative. It demonstrates that Eala's influence extends beyond rankings, outcomes, and the impersonal logic of tennis statistics. It has to do with making connections. Watching her play makes people feel something. Individuals with similar cultural backgrounds experience a strong sense of pride. And pride spreads. Families are affected. It penetrates homes. It even reaches the mother of a 4-time Grand Slam champion who observes the schedule for Thursday and decides, her match is the one I have to see. For many years, the WTA Tour has existed. Icons have been created by it. Players like Serena Williams, Steffi Graf, and Martina Navratilova went beyond the game to become well-known worldwide. That level was attained by those players for reasons other than just winning. People's personal investment in their stories is the reason behind this. Those athletes seem to stand for something greater than tennis. Alex Eala's age is years. Her ranking is in the late S. She hasn't taken home a Grand Slam singles championship. She doesn't have any WTA victories. According to the raw figures, she is a rising star who has lately had a highly successful run, but is still on the rise. Even after lengthy, illustrious careers, she already has the kind of fan loyalty that most athletes never acquire. She practices in front of large groups. Her practice videos have received 6 figures of views in a single day. In her honor, the mother of a Grand Slam champion is organizing a 3-bowled Filipino meal. It is quite uncommon to have both true human connection and athletic prowess. The majority of players possess one or both. In sports, those who create truly enduring legacies typically have both. To her credit, Yaya doesn't appear to take any of it for granted. Her encounters with fans in public are always friendly and sincere. She doesn't practice the celebrity distance technique, which involves keeping everyone at a distance while grinning for pictures. She participates. She is grateful. And those who follow her respond by saying that they sense it. Krawczyk is not just some random fan account or an excited area of the internet. Therefore, the fact that Desirae Krawczyk was the one to share the story is also more significant than it might appear. She is a Grand Slam champion, an active WTA player, and someone who spends every day in the locker room and tour culture. Even within the tour, Eala has gained genuine affection when she appears on a podcast with 3 of the most well-known American athletes and shares a tale about how devoted her mom is to Alex Eala, laughing about it, and obviously thrilled by the whole thing. Being respected as a competitor is not the same as that. Many players are well respected. They maintain a professional and aloof connection despite being somewhat feared and perhaps even adored. That's not as warm as what Krawczyk described. Because Eala is Filipino and plays well, her mother does more than just watch her play. Her fervent devotion is a story that Krawczyk truly enjoyed sharing, and it has obviously become a running joke in the Krawczyk home. Returning to what Aya herself stated prior to Miami, she talked about being here to stay regardless of the outcome and feeling like she belongs. That level of confidence doesn't just appear. It is the result of a year of creating something genuine match by match and interaction by interaction in cities all over the world, where large crowds gather to watch her practice. Apparently, it also stems from the knowledge that a Filipino-American woman who reared a Grand Slam champion is deciding what size bowl to use for the pants at someplace in the Greater Palm Springs area. It is difficult to determine what else would be proof that Alex Eala's tale is truly resonating in a level that goes much beyond what the rankings can quantify. Next is Miami. There will be large crowds. There will be attention. And the tale will only get bigger if the draw cooperates and the results continue to come in. However, even if nothing further occurred after this, the picture of Desirae, one of those instances that sums up what this player has already accomplished, is when Krawczyk's mother chose Alex Eala's match over her own daughter's at Indian Wells. You've reached a level that rankings cannot quantify when the mother of a Grand Slam champion chooses your match over hers. Please hit the like button, subscribe for more, and leave a comment below if you appreciate what Alex Eala is doing for the game and Filipino tennis. What does this tale tell you about the influence of Eala? As this incredible story continues to unfold, it becomes clearer that Alex Eala's rise is about far more than rankings, statistics, or even tournament results. Moments like the one shared on the Players Box podcast reveal something deeper about the way she connects with people across the tennis world. When the mother of a Grand Slam champion openly admits she is planning her day around watching Alex Eala play, even jokingly putting that match ahead of her own daughter's, it says something powerful about the kind of energy Eala is bringing into the sport. These are the kinds of moments that do not appear in scorelines or rankings tables, yet they often tell the real story of a player's impact. They show how a young athlete can inspire pride, excitement, and genuine affection far beyond the boundaries of the tennis court. From Filipino fans filling stadiums to families sharing stories about watching her matches together, Eala's journey is quickly becoming something bigger than a typical breakout season. It is turning into a movement that connects culture, identity, and sport in a way the tennis world does not see very often. What makes it even more remarkable is how early this is happening in her career. She is still a young player, still building her path through the WTA rankings, still chasing the biggest titles in the game. Yet she already has something many champions spend an entire career trying to build: a deep emotional connection with fans. People are not just watching her play, they are rooting for her story, celebrating her heritage, and feeling personally invested in every step of her progress. That kind of connection is rare in professional sports, and when it happens, it often signals the beginning of something special. Tennis history is filled with legends whose influence grew because fans felt they represented something larger than themselves, and moments like this hint that Eala may be beginning to walk a similar path. The excitement around her is not limited to one country or one community anymore. It is spreading across tournaments, across continents, and across generations of fans who see a piece of their own story reflected in her success. As the tour moves forward to the next big events like the Miami Open and beyond, the spotlight on Alex Eala will only grow stronger. Every match she plays now carries a sense of anticipation, not just because of the result, but because people want to see the next chapter of her journey unfold. Will she continue climbing the rankings? Will she turn these breakthrough moments into major titles? No one knows yet. But what we do know is that the connection she has already built with fans is something truly special, and it is changing the way many people look at the future of women's tennis. Stories like the one shared on that podcast remind us that sometimes the biggest impact a player can have is not just in the trophies they win, but in the way they inspire people to care about the game in the first place. Now the conversation turns to you. What do moments like this say about Alex Eala's influence on the sport? Do stories like this show that her impact is already reaching far beyond the court? Or is this just the beginning of something even bigger? Share your thoughts in the comments, because the discussion around her rise is only getting started. And if you enjoy following these stories as they develop, from unforgettable fan moments to the biggest matches on tour, make sure you stay connected with the channel. Because Alex Eala's journey is still in its early chapters, and if the excitement we are seeing right now is any indication, the next stages of her career could become one of the most fascinating stories in all of tennis.